Yo, what's up, dudes? It's your boy Happy Chap here. Welcome back to another episode. On this episode today, what we're going to be talking about is 5 redstone contraptions that you can have in your world, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the first one on the list for today is going to be the hopper clock. There is multiple ways you can build this, but I usually only use the 2 versions that you see here. And for this hopper clock, these are the items that you are going to need. You're going to need 2 redstone, 2 repeaters, 2 comparators, 2 builder blocks, 2 hoppers, 2 sticky pistons, and a block of redstone. You're also going to need to bring along a stack or a half stack, however much you want to, be timing this thing out for. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do for this build is just place down a temporary block and then run a hopper going into it. You're going to remove the temporary block and run that hopper going into that one there. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to place a comparator on each side, then a solid block on each side as well, with a piece of redstone, beside each block. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to place a sticky piston facing in from the redstone dust there with your redstone block on either one of these positions here. Next, all you have to do is come over to either one of these hoppers here. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to fill it with your desired timing material. As you can see, once we put our blocks in, what ends up happening is that the items start shuffling back and forwards. Once this hopper here reaches 0, as you can see, the comparators will recognize the item change anyways, shuffle the pistons back and forwards, and yeah, there you have it. You have a hopper clock. Okay, now if you're wondering what you would use something like this for, is for something like this. Let's say you want to make some sort of iron farm where you trigger the iron golems or scare mechanics of the villagers with a pillager or a zombie. This is something that you could do. You could also do things like add pulse extenders to it as well, so that way when the signal does disappear, okay, as you'll see, the pistons stayed activated for a little bit longer, and you can pretty much make these as long as you would like. So that is the hopper clock there, you guys. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Okay, and next up on our list is going to be a Shulker Loader or Shulker Filler, whatever you want to call it. Now, I was originally going to use this design here. I think this is by Il Mango, but it seems to be no matter what I do to get this thing to, it just doesn't work and does its thing. But now that's just kind of stuck there, so we're just not going to use this design anymore, because as you can see, this one back here is much more compact, and it is working, as you can tell right there by the thing. So the items that you're going to need for this are pretty straightforward. You're going to need a block of redstone, 2 redstone dust, 6 chests, a dispenser, a dropper, 3 builder blocks, 3 observers, a piston, a sticky piston, a single comparator, and then 2 hoppers. Now I would bring along 4 extra hoppers with you as well, just so that way we can put up these kind of, precautions to catch any shulker boxes that do end up flying out or jumping out or anything like that. And then as well as to be able to set up a feeding system here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do for this build is just put down your double chest with a hopper going into it, and then a comparator on top facing to the right side. Next, what you're going to do is beside the chest here, you're going to place down a dropper facing up, and then a dispenser on top of it facing up as well too. Beside the dropper and the dispenser, you're going to place down 2 solid blocks with a regular piston on top of it facing towards the center here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to place a sticky piston on the back side of the regular piston, and we're going to make sure it is facing down. Then we're going to come up on top and we're going to place an observer on top of the regular piston with its little red dot facing out. Then in the middle here, what we're going to do is we're going to place a temporary block with a hopper on top of it. Aim at the comparator there, and we'll place an observer on top of the comparator with its little red dot going into the hopper. Off the back of the comparator here, we're going to put a solid block, then our redstone block on the back of it. We'll put 2 pieces of redstone dust on top of them, just like that. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, and we're going to place an observer right next to this solid block with its face facing the outside here, and that is everything done and ready. Next, what you want to do is you're going to come to this bottom dropper here, and what you're going to do is you're going to fill this up with your shulker boxes. You're also going to put 1 more in this dispenser up here. Now what I'm going to do in order to do a test here, I have a shulker box here, and I have filled it with all of these items except for 1 single spot. Now I've filled this hopper up here with 4 stacks of armor stands. And if we pick this shulker box up and now duplicate it, and now all we have to do is put down our shulker box on top of the dispenser here, the items will start to funnel down and through. Once it fills up or fills that last spot up, as you will see, everything fires. Your shulker box gets collected with its new items in place, and your thing is ready. Okay, now this farm is perfect for something like a tree farm or a cobblestone farm or something. Let's say you need a whole bunch of builder blocks for something like a massive build that you're doing. This is something that you would use in order to fill up a whole bunch of shulker boxes in a short amount of time and yeah, get the job done real quick. So what you can do is, like I said, if you do bring along the extra hoppers, what you can do is just kind of run them along the outside here like that. And then on the outside, and then that will catch any shulker boxes that do go flying out anywhere, as well as you can place, you know, a hopper going into there with a chest on top of it in order to have a constant stream of shulker boxes going in. Okay, the next one on the list here is going to be a shulker emptier. Okay, or a shulker item remover, whatever you want to call it. Now, I was going to use this original design, but I could not find, I can't remember what his name is. Okay, I could not find his channel, but while I was looking, what I did end up finding was a smaller design like this. So I will leave the creator linked in the description below, and yeah, let's get into it. So the items that you're going to need for this build are 9 builder blocks, 4 glass, a lectern, 1 redstone torch, 3 observers, a sticky piston, 3 redstone repeaters, 2 comparators, 1 dust, 1 piston, 3 hoppers, and 3 chests. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do for this build is put down 2 chests side by side and make sure that they are not connected, okay? You do not want these things connected. The easiest way to do this is to either shift click or place down a double chest and then a single one, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to run a hopper going into each one of those chests with 2 solid blocks beside it, just like that. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to run 2 hoppers going into those chests with 2 solid blocks beside them. Then you're going to place a regular piston on top of those blocks facing inwards. After that, you're going to place an observer with a solid block behind it, a repeater on top of it set to the second tick here. Then you're going to aim into that repeater and you're going to place another solid block, then a solid block with a repeater facing outwards to the nowhere, an observer on the backside with its little red dot facing inwards, and then another solid block with another repeater on top of it set to 2 ticks as well. Next, you're going to place an observer on top of that repeater with its little butt facing in the air. Next, we're going to place a comparator on top of that observer with a solid block above it and the piston as well. Then we're going to place a solid block above the repeater like that, a comparator on top of it, a solid block going into the comparator, and then a redstone torch coming off of that solid block. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to come down to the bottom and we're going to place a sticky piston facing downwards. Top of that sticky piston, we're going to run our lectern with a piece of redstone beside it. Your final step is to just place a dispenser with its mouth facing downwards and then a hopper going into it. Then you're going to want to take some glass and close off this area here so that way nothing can pop out and fly out, and you are basically done and ready. All you have to do is now just load the system up with your full shulker boxes. As you will see, everything will start and get activated. Your items will get pulled from the shulker box, end up in this separate chest here, and then your empty shulker boxes end up in the right chest on this side over here. That is what everything looks like there. So there is the right side. Here is the left side. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, and fourth up on our list goes perfectly with both the unloader, the loader, and as well as the hopper clock too, and it is the infamous item sorter. Now this is a very straightforward build. All you need in total are 5 builder blocks, 3 chests, 3 hoppers, 3 redstone dust, a repeater, a comparator, a redstone torch, your 4 items to lock the hoppers that you know will never go through the system. Okay, and then you're going to need 42 of whatever item you do want to sort out. Now keep in mind this redstone item is stackable, so you can just, or tileable I should say, so you can just put these things next to each other and then sort out all the items that you want. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do for this build is put down 2 blocks on top of each other like that, and then make yourself a T. Then on the front of the T, you're going to place down a redstone torch with a repeater facing into the block below it. On the back of the repeater, you're going to place down another solid block. And then you're going to place 3 redstone dust just like that. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to come up here and you're going to place a comparator facing out towards the redstone dust with a hopper running into the comparator. Then we're going to place down a temporary block and run our hopper going sideways and to the outside here. We'll go over why we're going to do that in a second. Then on the bottom, what you're going to do is you're going to place a temporary block, your chest, then you're going to remove that block and place your hopper going into that chest there. Okay, you can now double this up if you want to, completely up to you. You can even run it backwards like this in order to get more items out of it. Next, all you have to do is come up to the center hopper here. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your 4 locking items and you're going to spread them across. Then you're going to take your 42 of the item that you do want to sort out, and you're going to put it in this chest here or in this open spot here. 1 item will get filtered down to the chest below it, and your system is ready. Now all you have to do is just repeat this process over and over again until you get as many, item sorters that you need, and then you are done. Okay, once you have your item sorter set up for the desired items that you want, to sort, all you have to do is, it doesn't matter which way you run these top hoppers here, they can be left or right, it does not matter. But what you want to do is run a chest at the end here, and this will pick up any items that aren't in the sorter here. And then you want to run another hopper with a chest on top of it, and this is where you will throw your items in. Okay, so as you'll see here, we'll pick up hoppers and redstone. And if we get something like granite, which is not in the system here, if we put all 3 items in, they will get filtered down and through. As you will see, our redstone is coming through. Now our hoppers are coming through as well too. And once these are done, we should see our granite come through here to the end chest. Yep, and there it is there. So the system is set up and working. This is what it looks like when it is all scaled. It looks complicated, but it is really not. All it is, like I said, that one single tile just repeated over and over and over again. And then our desired items are put in here with the items, or with the remaining items to lock the hoppers, and we are set to go. That is the item sorter there. Now let's move on to the next one. The next one on our list is the item storage indicator. Now this is it can seem complicated, but it is really not, especially when you get them side by side like this. It can seem like it's a little overwhelming, but it's the same thing as the item sorter. It is just one single tile, just repeated over and over again. The only difference is that wherever these redstone lights are, they are staggered, and that is because, well, redstone can light other redstone, so it kind of throws the farm off. You can, have as many items in here that you need. You can set them up however you need them to be, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So let's get into it. So the items that you're going to need for this build are 9 hoppers, 6 comparators, 3 builder blocks, 6 redstone lamps, 7 chests, a single set of stairs, a single slab, and then some glass as well too to go along with it. Okay, the first thing you're going to do for this build is, I like to at least build it up one, is you're going to put down your double chest. Okay, this can be ground level. Then you're going to run 2 hoppers going into it with another hopper going into that one right there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put a temporary block on the front of the chest there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go glass, redstone lamp, glass, redstone lamp, glass, redstone lamp. Okay, we're going to do that 3 times. Ending with your redstone lamp on top. You can do this more times if you want to. That's up to you entirely. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to go redstone lamp, comparator, redstone lamp, comparator, redstone lamp, comparator. After that, what we're going to do is we're going to go slab there on top of, or in front of this hopper, sorry. And then we're going to go comparator, solid block, comparator, solid block, comparator, and then another solid block. Okay, so this is what you should have so far. And then now is the easy part. All we have to do is just basically put a chest on every comparator that you see. Then we're going to put a temporary block in between these chests here and the one on top. We're going to put another chest coming off of those temporary blocks and then remove them. Then all we have to do is fill all of these gaps in here with our hoppers running into each chest. So that way all the items can just kind of get filtered down and through. And once that is complete, all we have to do is just either put a chest or our feeding hopper on top. Then we're going to come back down to the bottom here. We're going to remove this temporary block. We'll place down our stairs, giving us access to this chest here. And then we are done. All we have to do is just start filling up these chests here. And as the items start to fill up, so let's say we were to go put it in here. Okay, you'll see when it gets up to this high, these items, or all of these will light up because this one will have items in it too as well. Okay, you'll see. So as these start to fill up, these lights start to fill up. And then in order to repeat this, it's basically the same process for the chests here. All we have to do is just flip the lights back and forwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a redstone lamp where there is a comparator here. And then as well where there is a piece of glass. Next, what we can do is run our comparators on top of the redstone lamps like that. Then down here at the bottom, what you're going to do is you're going to place a slab with a comparator going into it. Wherever you see a comparator here, you're going to place a solid block. Then a comparator on top of it as well too. And then we can just repeat the chest process here. So we can put our chest down here, run our hoppers going into it, and then just repeat our chest process. Once you have the opposite side all finished and complete, what you're going to do is just come down to the bottom here, place your stairs in place, and then you are done and ready. All you have to do is just basically keep staggering those back and forwards for as many as you see there. Like I said, you can make this as long as you want, and you are set and ready. Another thing to keep in mind is that I built my design here with single chests on the back. Okay, you can totally use double chests on the back. So I have here, you know, the items that fit into a single chest and then the double chest as well. And then under here for the single chest setup, which is what we did, this setup right here can handle 15,500 items. And if you were to upgrade all of the chests in the back to double chests, it would handle 27,648 items. So that's completely up to you if that's what you want to do. But yeah, I figured I'd add that in there as well too. Now my power went out, okay, and I'm not sure what happened, but these did not save. So I did have to rebuild this and do it. Now, if you guys did want to make it one tile so that it's not staggered back and forwards like that, okay, it is entirely possible. But as you can see here, look at how deep your walls have to be. So you have that right there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 10. So that is twice as deep, okay? But as you can see, when you do start to fill it up, okay, it does function just as an individual single cell thing here, but yeah. So I'll leave this in the world as well too for you guys, just for a heads up. But there will be the world download available. These are all still here for you to fiddle around with. I'll make sure that these are set up and ready for you to go as well too. But yeah, like I said, world download will be available. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching my videos. The world download will be available on the website, which is duroofficial.com. I'm not sure if I really like that, but you know, I might stick with it. We'll see. We'll see in the future anyways. Does not matter. Cop yourself some merch if you want to support your boy, and I'll definitely catch you guys on the next one. Peace.